I'll never leave makeup. I've been playing with makeup since I was like, I don't know, 6 years old. Like having my own makeup collection since I was 6 years old. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being with me here today. There went my dog. He's not having it. Thank you so much for being with me here today for this video, which is just going to be a casual chatty get ready with me. Yeah, I want to talk to you about some of my plans for my channel in 2024. Of course, this is not going to be an all-inclusive outline. Just, you know, a couple ideas that I have. So, one idea. It's one idea. I want to talk to you about my channel, something that I want to do next year. So if you want to hang out and put your makeup on with me while I get my makeup on for the day, I would love that. So yeah, let's get into it. Yesterday, I discovered which foundation I currently match. I love that this thing is plastic and see-through. If you saw me post this item complaining that it was plastic and see-through on my Instagram, that was my first impression. I felt like I had gotten ripped off because I thought this thing was going to be metal. The photo that I had seen made it seem like it was going to be metal, silver, but it was clear. So I was completely shocked when this thing arrived clear. But it actually turns out that it being clear was a really, really good bonus for me because as I just showed you, I can put my different foundations on or concealers and see which one matches my skin tone. But yeah, I can see which one matches my skin tone because my tan changes so quickly from darker or to lighter, just depending on the time of the year, that honestly from one week to the next, I'm typically a different color. So makes it a little tricky to wear foundation if I'm trying to match. But as I discovered yesterday, this little tool is super handy. I'm currently matching my Pat McGrath Light Medium 10, so I'm happy about that. That means that I'll get some more use out of this product. Currently, there is my fill line, so I would like to get some good use out of this product until, you know, I start to get darker, which won't be for a few months. Anyway, okay, let me get ready here. There he went outside. Okay. I do already have my under makeup moisturizer on. I wonder how long this foundation is good for. I'm not sure that I've ever really checked the expiration date because yeah, I'm not sure that that occurred to me before. I should have. Yeah, I need to look into how long I've had my first one, the one that's too dark for me, so I can see whether or not I should have decluttered that in my recent declutter. I think, even though I got rid of almost all of my makeup, literally, I hardly have anything left. Even though that, I think I needed to declutter just a few more items yet. So I feel like I did miss a few things. But yeah, so let's get into what I want to talk to you about. As you may have heard me mention in recent videos, just in passing or whatever, I have been working on decluttering my home and my whole life. Like I've decluttered my friends, I've decluttered my family, I've decluttered my household, like my household belongings, you know. I've decluttered a lot of aspects of my life, all right? And that has helped to curb a little bit of my shopping habit, which has been really nice, personally speaking. But like, I still am kind of a little bit wrapped up in shopping for makeup, or like I have been. I feel like now I've started to kind of pull back a little bit. I'm not really gonna focus too much on the products that I'm using, but I'm just gonna show you. And I'll have everything listed down in the description box in case you're curious what I'm using. But yeah, so anyway, I feel like it's been kind of a good thing because, I don't know, it's helped me not really want very much makeup lately, which honestly is a little bit strange. So like I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of like, yeah, that's pretty and I like it and it would be fun to play with, but like I don't want to own it. Now I see things that I want, but you know, not just for makeup, but even in makeup, it's even spilled over to makeup. Now that I've just been decluttering and stuff so much and working on just owning less overall, which I still have a lot of ways to go. I have a long ways to go to still empty out my house, which is crazy because I've been slowly decluttering little by little for a couple of years now. Okay. But it is a slow process because like I have to work through it mentally. And if you see the lighting change, it's because there's clouds today, but there is sunshine. So although there's thick clouds, I don't know what's going on in the sky. So if you see the lighting go crazy, that's what it is. I don't have any lighting on or anything like that. I'm just filming in front of a window. So this is all natural lighting. Anyway, yeah, so like I still see makeup that I want because I'm like, ooh, the packaging, it looks so pretty. Oh, I like that brand. I like that formula or whatever. But I'm like, you know, it no longer matters to me so much anymore. And I feel like, I really want to go back to less is more in my makeup collection. Now, when I had less, mind you, it wasn't because I wanted to have less. It was because that was all I could afford. Okay, I literally couldn't afford, there's my dog. I literally couldn't afford to buy makeup. I had young children and life was a struggle. Okay, that was before I went back to college as an adult to get my degree or whatever. But anyway, so my point is, now I'm just kind of like, I miss the days of having a really, really simple makeup collection where I kind of just only had a couple of items. And I mean, I'll likely never go down to that minimal of a collection again. Because again, not being able to afford it is why my collection was that small. But like I had to make do, you know what I mean? Like I had to multi-use one item for everything kind of thing. Whereas now I definitely enjoy having a separate blush and a separate bronzer and a separate eyeshadow instead of blush for all three type thing. You know what I mean? And so I'll never go down to the minimalist level that I was at before, but I feel like I just really want a lot less. Like, I recently posted a tour of my makeup vanity and I actually want to own even less than I have up on my table, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, I've just kind of gotten to where like, I don't want to really think about it. I don't know. I don't want, oh shit, that was a good catch. I don't want makeup to be quite as time consuming as it has been. Wait. Okay. I don't want makeup to be as time consuming as it has become for me. Now, granted, I started kind of obsessing over makeup more than I used to. I mean, I love makeup, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't obsessed in that it was my Instagram, like it wasn't my Instagram, it wasn't my channel topic, it wasn't what I spend most of my day thinking about, etc., etc. Now, at that time, my obsession was Louis Vuitton, you know, or other things, okay? And if you want to know how and why I got off that obsession, let me know. I would be happy to do a chat to get ready with me about that. It was a variety of reasons. It was like a culmination of things, but there's a lot that I learned about it and reasons why I never went back. So anyway, Yeah, my point is, I'm not leaving makeup. I'll never leave makeup. I've been playing with makeup since I was like, I don't know, 6 years old. Like having my own makeup collection since I was 6 years old. Granted, my mother was a makeup artist at that time, and that's why. But my makeup collection, I had one little compact, okay, of something that I carried in my little bitty tiny baby doll purse that I carried with me everywhere I went. And when my mom was doing makeup on her clients, I did my makeup with my makeup. My one little item. Okay, so, yeah, anyway, I'll never be without makeup in my life, probably. But my point is that that I had hair there. Okay. My point is, I want to spend less money on makeup. I want to buy less makeup. I want to have less makeup in like my vicinity. I want to have less storage for makeup. Although I had just moved my eyeshadow palettes into like these 6 drawers over here to my side. Like I don't want to have 6 drawers of eyeshadow palettes anymore. You know, like I bought all those eyeshadows and I like was really wanting them all when I was really ill and I was bedridden and I had no joy in life. Okay, it's that simple. I had no joy in life. I was miserable. I was in agony. I was in physical pain. Just existing every moment was literally like hell on earth. I don't know if I can say that. It was just agony. It was horrible. Anyways, so buying makeup and buying eyeshadow palettes at that time was a genuine source of joy. And I mean, I couldn't even play with them, okay? Because I couldn't even hold a makeup brush. I was too ill. I couldn't wash my face to be able to clean my makeup off. So like I didn't play with makeup at that time because I was so ill that I just couldn't. But makeup brought me joy. So I got into this like track of buying makeup, a lot of it, you know, not really a whole lot of everything else, just mostly eyeshadow palettes and a little bit of blush and some lipsticks. Okay, yeah, a lot. I started buying a lot of makeup. And well, you saw, if you've seen my like first, that was my elbow that popped. If you saw my first makeup declutter of this year of 2023, it was like my biggest declutter, my first declutter ever in life as for my makeup. And like it was massive. I've never had that much makeup and I don't want to have that much makeup again. So anyway, I have been working on curating my makeup collection all year long. And I feel like I've gotten, you know, closer and closer to it each time that I make a pass through. So I've kind of taken cue from Bridget Turco. She used to do Porcelain Cosmetics. But anyway, Porcelain, I've taken cue from her where she declutters her eyeshadow palettes, or she used to back when she used to buy a lot. She doesn't anymore. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. My point is, I've taken cue from her from where like she would go through every 3 months and do a declutter. But whereas she was really good about posting her stuff online to sell it and actually declutter it, I didn't have the ability to do that. Not only could I not use my fingers enough to photograph and post and deal with mailing things and interacting with people, I just did not have the capacity. I was on my deathbed. So I couldn't do all that. I just, you know, like I was recovering from a surgery that saved me from my deathbed by that point, okay? So I was still like pretty weak and didn't have the kind of abilities that I have now almost a year later. And so anyways, I decluttered all that makeup, but like I had done a massive declutter of my eyeshadow palettes like 2 years ago. Was it 2 years by now? It was 2.5 years ago. So it was right before my surgery. So I was still in a lot of agony. I was in constant pain. I was in a bad place mentally at all times, no matter how hard I tried. So I had good intentions to like get rid of those palettes at that time, but I never did. I wasn't able to, and I just didn't. And so they kind of sat there, pushed off to the side, more so like in purgatory type thing. You know what I mean? Like, waiting to see if I was actually gonna get rid of, like I got rid of some things I gave away, but like the stuff that I wanted to post to sell or whatever, I or that I wasn't sure that I was 100% done with, but I was kind of testing it to see if I would be okay without it, you know? All of those things, they just kind of sat there in limbo. And so what ended up happening is that over time, just as I would move things around and stuff, I ended up working most of that back into my collection. Like most of those palettes made it back into my collection. It was just easier to just put everything in one spot. And I couldn't remember, by the time I had gotten to address it, hi baby girl, by the time I had gotten to address it, like I had forgotten what that box was even doing there, you know, like my brain was going through a lot. Okay, she'd been through a lot. Anyway, so long story short, I moved a lot of those eyeshadow palettes back into my makeup collection, and I privated my eyeshadow palette Declutter because I felt like it was kind of hypocritical to say that I was going to get rid of all those palettes when I didn't actually, even though I had the intention to. And so I ended up just like working them in here. And if you've seen any of my recent eyeshadow palette shop my stash videos, you know, she got a lot of palettes, girl. Okay, I got a lot of palettes because since incorporating those eyeshadow palettes back into my stash, I've also been like steady buying eyeshadow palettes, but not at the rate that I had been doing before. So that's a plus, but still, at least though, I had actually been able to start using the makeup because as I got better and better, like my health, I was able to start to use my hands again and grip things and, you know, play with makeup again. And so that's when I kind of slowed down on what I was buying naturally, just because I was having a hard time actually using my stuff and I was trying to use it, you know? So I started feeling overwhelmed by the amount of makeup that I have. And I've kind of noticed that that is like a bit of a running theme with people. My base is still really wet because I didn't set it right there. So that's why it looks so stuck and patchy. Plus I have a lot of texture right there on my cheeks. So it doesn't look the best right now. Give me a moment. I'm about to blend it, buff it, and make it look good. Okay, I'm just placing it down. Anyway, so I had kind of naturally slowed down. Sorry. I had kind of naturally slowed down in what I was buying, but like I was still buying things, you know, and wanting things. But as I've decluttered more and more, and it's felt so good to have just like a curated collection, I want to do that for my eyeshadow palettes too. So like, ideally, I would like to have maybe 35 palettes max. Okay, 35 eyeshadow palettes, that's my goal. Okay, I would like to own 35 eyeshadow palettes or less. That's my goal, like in dreamland. Okay, I can't do that though, because the reason why I can't do that is because like, I think Natasha Denona alone has maybe 35 palettes or more. And I do, I have like almost all the Natasha Denona palettes. And, you know, I made it a point to collect them, and I've enjoyed my collection. Don't get me wrong. But like now I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm noticing from my collection which palettes I have and haven't really gravitated towards. And so I just feel like, ooh, that was dusty and I overloaded my brush. Hold on. I just feel like I've overdone it. Who? Moi? Yeah, okay. I have a tendency to be known for going a little extreme about things. You know, I'm not like scary topics, okay? I'm just saying, like, you know, when I like something, I really, really like it, okay? And I get like all in. And so anyways, that's what happened to me with palettes. And I just feel like, what was I just using? This one. I just feel like now I'm at the point where I would really just like to have, you know, the best of the best, my top faves, only the things that I actually reach for, not just a bunch of things that I love, okay? Because it's fine that I love the palettes and that they're beautiful, but I don't have to own them just because I feel that way, okay? And I finally reached that point. So I feel like a girl's growing up a little bit. Which, yes, I still need to grow up a little bit. I can admit that, okay? I can admit that I still need to grow up a little bit, but I have been maturing. I don't know. Have I? Anyway, I just feel like all this to say, I am going to go on a no buy. Oh my God, low buy. As soon as I said the words, I was like, girl, you lying. Okay, a low buy, all right? And I kind of did like a flexible low buy last year, just like kind of toying with the idea. And I did really good, I would say, until these last few months. Ooh, that got a little high, but it looks kind of nice. Anyway, like I started kind of buying palettes again over the last few months, and not just palettes, but like other makeup too. And I don't normally do that. I don't normally buy a bunch of repeats of like several foundations within a few month period, or several brow products, or like things like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't normally do that. And I feel like I had kind of started doing that. And after decluttering my collection, again, for the final time this year, which recently went up in Vlogmas. So if you missed that video, be sure to check that out if you're interested to see what all left. But if you watched any of my like actual makeup collection Shop My Stashes, not the eyeshadow palette versions, you know that after everything that left my collection in this last declutter, I don't really have much left. I really don't. Like I do have some categories where I have a few too many items, but other categories, like I might just have one or two things. And I really like that. So I want to kind of just work towards not acquiring more. But of course, I still also want to toe the line of having new makeup to play with for my channel, you know, to kind of entertain you with a little bit. Hopefully I can find ways to entertain you along the way without shopping so much for new makeup, but yeah. So that's my plan. My plan is to go on a bit of a low buy. And here's the rules for my low buy, okay? I want to be really strict this year because last year I was pretty chill about it, to be quite frank. I was just kind of like in a fluid low buy, okay? Meaning if I wanted to buy something, I was going to buy it, you know? I mean, just that simple. And I also had concessions for whichever palettes Natasha Denona was going to release throughout the year, and Pat McGrath. So it was like a low buy as long as nothing that I want comes out. A low buy except for any and every Natasha Denona palette that releases all year long. And it was like a low buy except for any of the palettes that Pat McGrath releases too. So it's like, girl. Oh, and there was a whole other category too, mascaras. This was the year of Michelle and mascara. And yeah, I tested like all the mascaras that I've been curious about. I do have like a handful more still on my wish list, and I can't believe I've already run out of time. But that's because I repeated a few of the brands that I really, really enjoyed. Like I bought, I replaced it instead of getting a new one of something else. Like, and I mean, I did get new ones too, but hold on. Like I replaced it instead of automatically jumping to something new off the list. So there's still a few more mascaras that I'd like to try. But anyways, hold on. This is a sidetrack. What I'm saying is I bought a lot of mascaras. I bought several foundations. I bought a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I bought every Natasha Denona palette. I bought almost every Pat McGrath palette. I mean, like, I bought a lot of makeup, even though I still considered myself on a low buy just because I wasn't buying everything else that I was really curious about. So this year, I'm gonna do things a little different, okay? Here's my strict rules for my 2024 low buy. Let's run through them really quick. I'm going to allow myself one eyeshadow palette per month if a palette really catches my attention that month, okay? And there's not going to be any rollovers. All right. Originally, I was thinking that I was going to do some rollovers. Let me fix my hair because it's driving me crazy in the viewfinder. Anyway, originally, I thought I was going to do some rollovers. Like if I didn't buy one palette in January and if like several palettes came out in February that I wanted, I could use January's allotment to buy 2 in February. That was going to be how I originally thought I was going to do my low buy. But I've since decided, no girl, we're going to tighten the reins up just a little bit more. We're gonna put a little chokehold on ourselves, just a little bit. We're gonna choke it up a little more, okay? And instead of allowing one palette per month with rollovers, which essentially means I'm gonna buy 12 palettes next year. Once I started thinking about that, I was like, that's still a lot of palettes, girl. I don't want to own 12 new palettes next year. I don't want to do that. I've already got a lot of palettes, and I'm about to do a hardcore declutter of my palettes. I think I might save that. I might save that for later because, well, I've got some ideas about that. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video. But my point is, I don't want to own 12 palettes for next year. So instead, what I've decided is there's not going to be any rollovers. So if something comes out in the month of January that I really like one palette, I'll buy it, okay? And if several palettes come out within that same month, I'm gonna have to choose. I'm only gonna allow myself one. And if no palettes come out that I like in January, but 2 palettes or more come out in February, I'm still only allowed 1 palette. That's right, 1 palette in February. So there's no rollovers, and I'm gonna try to do a 1 in, 1 out. That one's gonna be the icing on the cake. Okay, I'm not committed. I'm not committed to doing a 1 in, 1 out yet. Okay, maybe that'll be in 2025. But if I can do a 1 in, 1 out for each palette that I bring in, that's a bonus. And what do I get for bonus? Nothing. I just get an extra pat on the back because I'm not doing this low buy for the sake of trying to save money or whatever. I mean, of course, that's going to be like by proxy, I'm going to save money. So that's going to be a good thing, but that's not the goal of the low buy. The low buy is just to own less stuff. So if I can do a 1 in, 1 out, I feel like that will make me really, really proud of myself, but I'm not going to commit to, you know, a 1 in, 1 out for every single palette purchase for 2024 because I feel like that's a little too intense for me. But I'm gonna strive for it, but not like require it. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna do that. And then as far as all of the other makeup is concerned, like foundations and powders and concealer and lipsticks and lip liners and like all of that, even mascaras, I'm not gonna buy anything. That's right. I'm not gonna buy anything until I'm replacing an empty. And That's only if I have nothing else to use in its place already. So I feel like that will really help me work through my actual makeup collection and force me to use up my products, because I want to use my makeup. Like, I bought it to use it, and I don't just want to replace it with the latest and greatest shiny thing, you know? I mean, like, that was fun for a little while, but I just want to spend some time enjoying my tried and trues. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking for 2024. Let me know. Let me know if you're doing something like that too, or if you're doing any kind of like no buys, or what, you know, if you have a low buy going, or let me know too if you're just like, no girl, I'm gonna buy it all. Like, share that with me down below too. I can live vicariously, because yeah, that's what I've decided. I've decided that I would rather live vicariously and just see other people using the products that I'm attracted to, but don't actually want to own and possess. So that's kind of the direction that I'm heading into 2024, like the mindset that I'm under for 2024, should I say. And I feel like that's gonna help. I feel like that's gonna impact my channel content a lot, because I do a lot of first impression eyeshadow palette videos, which I really, really love to do. But I also really enjoy playing with my palettes some more. And I feel like it will give me a chance to do that. Now, the problem with that is that, like, I don't really get but a couple of views on those videos. And so I feel like, I mean, like, I barely get anybody watching my videos as it is now. Okay, even with new palettes. So obviously that's because of my personality. I mean, like, what else can it be, right? I mean, maybe it's also like the quality of my the lack of quality of my editing and lack of thumbnails, etc., etc. But essentially, I feel like, you know, people watch a channel for the person. And hold on, I'm gonna try not to cry. God, where did that emotional moment just come from? Anyway, sore spot here. And I feel like people don't watch my channel because of the person. So, you know, that's just a hard pill to swallow. But if that continues, like, if my views just continue to diminish further and further throughout 2024 because of the fact that I'm on a strict low buy and nobody's watching any of my videos because I don't really have anything new to show on my channel or whatever, like, this is all speculation for 2024, right? Like, if that ends up happening, I don't really know how much longer I would, you know, be willing to continue this hobby, even though I do really, really enjoy it. It's just, yeah, it's a lot, you know, and although I have a lot of fun doing my videos and I love it, you know, I don't love the fact that nobody else loves it. And that's kind of, you know, hi baby. And that's kind of sad and makes me sad. So anyway, I didn't mean to get all down. I was not intending that at all. Let's move on to happier topics. Anyway, so my intention for 2024 is to not buy more, but to buy less. Yeah, and just really get some good use out of my makeup collection. I really just want to use my stuff. I love my items and I want to use them, and I want to use them up at least as much as possible until they expire, and then I have to throw them away. So yeah, I was planning on filming an eye look during this video, but I ended up not doing that because I got a little emotional and carried away in the conversation. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, I did get the base of my face done. So I guess you might see this look coming up in another video where I'm creating a look with a new palette. Because literally in my stash, I already have like over 65 new palettes in my collection that I've never used. 65. That's a lot more palettes than some people even own. And that's a lot more palettes than I need to own laying around that I've never even used before, you know? And there's my baby. He got a shave down yesterday, so he's all fresh and clean and a little bit undressed. His hair grows really fast though, so, you know, he'll have fluffy hair in like 4 weeks. Anyway, so yeah, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. I'm looking forward to tracking how many items I actually purchase next year and hoping that I can fit all of them on one small little sheet of paper instead of needing an entire booklet. So yeah, let me know if any of that sounds interesting to you. I hope it does. I hope that you'll stick with me on my channel. But yeah, you know, people leave me all the time. So if you go, don't let the door hit you in the... Okay, so I'll stop. Just playing. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. His nails are so loud now that they just got cut. Anyway, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me while I put on my base makeup of the day. Yeah, if you did, please be sure to click the like button. It really does help my small channel out so much. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you'd like to see more content from me. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.